no matter what, there is supposed to be a tax of some sort on goods or services sold, depending on where you are and what it is and all that. Either way, 99% of the platforms out there, they don't give a about what you do when it comes to your money. They go, oh, hey, give me your information so I can be able to do what I need to do, and then you deal with whatever you need to deal with. That's just how they are. That removes their liability from you being able to go after them for some kind of an issue. Arts and crafts is definitely a way that you can be able to make money from home that many people really don't think about. Think about this, would you? Arts and crafts. Whether it's painting, drawing, line work drawings, anime, digital graphics, woodworking, metalworking, jewelry, basket weaving, whatever the case may be for art and crafts. There is potentially a revenue stream sitting right there that you're missing out on. Because consider this. You spend hours passing the time, making whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's painting or anything else I just mentioned. And it costs you a little bit of money for the materials. And then it costs you a lot of time to create whatever it is. You could, in theory, if you wanted, you could take the cost of that material, add on an hourly wage, and then sell that particular item. And there's a number of ways that you can go about selling your arts and crafts. Some people like the idea of going to art and crafts events where you set up a booth, whether it's at strictly an art extravaganza or festival or whatever, and having all of your craft work with you and selling it, or whether you're going to a general event that allows vendors, in which case you compete against everybody when it comes to craft work and different products or services, things that might be at that event. Or you have opportunities like on Facebook and other social media platforms that will also allow you to list things for sale. Then you have websites like Craigslist and others that will also allow you to list something for sale. Another option is a third-party marketplace like Etsy. Etsy will allow you to list your product for a fee, which is very, very minute. I listed not too long ago. It cost me $10.40 to list all of my items. And to list close to 150, 200 freaking things, I think $10.40 to do a listing isn't that bad at all. Especially like Etsy is, they actually are set up to be able to deduct and pay your taxes on your behalf. Yep, you heard that right. They will take care of the taxes for you. Now, other platforms like Facebook and all the others, they don't do that. If you sell something on Facebook Marketplace, we'll say, for hypothetical, I wanted to pull out one of my records behind me and sell that on there. We'll say I bought that record for $5 and I want to go on to Facebook and sell it for 10. One, that's giving me a profit compared to what I bought it for. So that right there is automatically going to, underneath the revenue code, require you to pay taxes because it's gains. You've made a profit. And the other aspect of that, when you sell something, you are also to pay sales tax on whatever it is. Even if you're not a business, as an individual, you are still supposed to collect and pay sales tax if you sell something. Technically. Now, depending on what state you're in and all that, there's a whole crap ton of legalities and requirements and different situations and scenarios where one rule might apply to one person but not another. And this is not financial or tax advice or legal advice of any kind. This is just my knowledge and opinion of what is out there, because there's way too many different requirements on each platform, and the government is always evolving when it comes to tax code and all that crap. That's way beyond what we need to discuss. Maybe in a future episode, we'll dive into more things like that. But no matter what, there is supposed to be a tax of some sort on goods or services sold, depending on where you are and what it is and all that. Either way, 99% of the platforms out there, they don't give a about what you do when it comes to your money. They go, oh, hey, give me your information so I can be able to do what I need to do, and then you deal with whatever you need to deal with. That's just how they are. That removes their liability from you being able to go after them for some kind of an issue. So that's why a lot of the platforms don't do anything when it comes to like taxes and stuff like that, unless you're monetized through them and making money directly through that company to receive a 1099 in order to file your taxes at the end of the year. They don't give you a 1099, at least not that I know of, for using Marketplace. Things might have changed in the last year or so. I couldn't tell you because I don't screw with none of that stuff because it's just too complicated. But last I knew, they do not have anything like that set up to where if you sell on that platform that they're going to give you a 1099 for it. They're just going to go, oh, okay, we allowed you to sell on our platform. Cool. You get the money. We're taking our small little fee out of it. And here you go. Here's your cut. It is then your responsibility to go, oh, okay, am I responsible for taxes on this or aren't I? And you're required to know that. So if you don't, you better consult somebody who is a tax or financial professional to help you with understanding all that stuff. But 9 chances out of 10, you are going to owe some form of a tax. When it comes to like a platform with Etsy, thankfully, when you sign up and agree to their terms, they have it set up in most places here in the United States to be able to take care of your taxes for you. And what it is they remit tax on your behalf, which means whether you're an individual or a business, you don't have to go to the state and get a sales tax permit in order to be able to sell on Etsy. Etsy will have your information and they will file that paperwork and fees that are required on your behalf so you don't have to worry about it. Now, how do I know this? Because one, I read through the terms and conditions and the updates and everything when it happened. And two, because I started my business in October of 2023 and I wasn't fully understanding everything. I did actually go to my state and got a sales tax permit. So whether I sell on Etsy or on another platform or just sell in general around town or at an event, I'm covered. I have my sales tax permit, so I can legally be able to collect and pay my taxes as I'm supposed to. But after I did that, I spoke with the actual Treasury workers about how I had to do everything, and they were the ones that explained to me that I did it and I didn't have to. This is a tip for you, that before you do anything, do your research, consult a tax professional, a certified personal accountant, somebody. Get a hold of your state treasury. Ask them whether or not you're required to have a permit for paying taxes if you use a platform like Etsy. They will be able to give you those answers. I cannot. That's out of my wheelhouse. I'm not a professional when it comes to accounting or finances or attorney or anything like that. Just fair disclaimer. But I did experience this firsthand myself, and thankfully the Michigan Treasury was able to walk me through everything, explain everything to where I understood it, and offered to help me. So, do your due diligence and research things before you start doing anything. Get in contact with your state officials just to make sure you don't have any extra paperwork you might have to file to cover your. That's a nice thing about Etsy, is you can list on there and it's very inexpensive to list your item. Once you sell your item on their platform, they are going to take, of course, their small little percentage for allowing you that ability to sell on their platform. They are then going to not only take that little percentage, but they are also going to deduct any taxes that are owed on that item. They are then going to pay those taxes to your state for you. And then they're going to give you the money owed to you. And you don't have to do a thing but collect it. And then at the end of the year, they will give you your paperwork to be able to show at the time for filing that, hey, look, you already paid your taxes. So that is a benefit of using Etsy over using social media platforms that don't do it for you, or technically being out there selling items and not doing what you're supposed to and avoiding the tax that you are supposed to be paying on those sales. So just make sure you cover your butt. You don't want to be getting in trouble for tax evasion or fraud or anything like that because you failed to do something you should have. Just take the precaution, research things, ask questions, get in contact with those in your state to be able to verify what you need to do and what you're not needing to do, and get things in line. You have plenty of opportunity when it comes to arts and crafts. As I said, you've got being able to sell it from your own home, local events, online. You can do consignments at stores. You can go to flea markets and farmers markets and crafting events and all kinds of stuff. There are plenty of ways for you to be able to monetize your arts and crafts right now. And in that sense, you could be making money right now, and it's not costing you anything depending on the platform that you want to use to get started. So I hope you found this helpful. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about art and craft sales as a way to work from home. We'll see you in the next episode.